start, isn't it? Good morning, this is Pixie. Doing another video. Probably lighten up as I go along down the road. So I was, yesterday, because I bought this, this is like psychic, spiritual stuff. I bought this bat a while, well, it's en route from China. And it was a part of a Rife experiment, really. I was looking up things. So what I want to do is put my sample of DNA. So I've got this device, and you can use it for healing and stuff. You put healing frequencies for it. And it's got there's a whole host of things. I mean, we talk about Rife, but we could talk about it all day. So basically, it uses these type of frequencies that are sent in, and it stimulates your DNA. So if you put a DNA sample into this device, it's a bit like a radio. So you're changing the frequency in the sample, and it's feeding back to the collective because everything's connected. And the harmonics of your DNA is set to yourself, really. I don't know if other people. Well, yeah, there's similar band frequencies. So if you do an experiment on yourself, you can affect people that are related to you or at the same frequency. That's the kind of theory behind it, and there's some truth to that as well. With other things like the yoga that I've done, is that if you change you improve your energy levels, your spiritual levels, that has a knock-on effect on people around you, which I've noticed that people are acting different, family and stuff. So there's something that more calmer, maybe, I don't know, a bit more focused in some way. Whatever I've gained from it, they've gained something of it as well. So I basically started using some other species in the mix, and it's more like an interlace and overlay. So taking a sample like some bat's DNA, and then I combine it with mine. So my DNA's there, the bat's DNA's there, and I use the frequency to stimulate both of them. And so there's some sort of interrelationship between the energetic fields. Because normally I wouldn't have that, because my actual DNA wouldn't allow it to tap and integrate at that level. So in essence, it's kind of trying to hack it. The original experiments involved when they studied viruses, and they realised if you set a certain set frequency, you can kill the virus. In the same way, if you set a different frequency, you can stimulate the virus. And so therefore everything in life is maybe even matter, to be honest, is governed by frequency at some level. And because DNA is an intelligent system, there are different frequencies can stimulate different responses in it. In the same way that, say, like music stimulates emotion. It does it in the background. You can override it. It's there. It has an impact on your health, basically, that level. So I mean, that's probably the most easiest way to explain some of that. There's just so much there, and if you've got a machine, then it kind of makes more sense. So I've got a spooky 2 generator, they call them. So I got this sample anyway. Samples all this way. And I was looking for some samples, and I got some wolf's teeth that come from Tibet, so I thought that'd be interesting. It's like a lichen vampire experiment. And then we got this bat. I was just looking for bat's teeth, bones and stuff. But you can even buy a massive skeleton. But I come across what looks quite creepy at some level. Is there was a bat that's been put into resin. So it's like a little resin globe. They're quite small bats anyway. So so I'm planning to do that as part of my Rife experiment. Anyway, so I decided to meditate on it, sort of spiritually reach out, and I kind of connected with something. It showed me. Basically, the bat was in a cave, and they use a net to get it. They do other ways as well. Sometimes they try to shoot into a group of them. and sort of stun them and knock them out that way. It basically caught in a net, and they used a lethal injection on it and killed it that way. And so what I do from there is I sort of communicate with the bat, and the idea is that this is a kind of a predator type agreement. So basically, that the prey lives on through yourself at some level. So there's a benefit to being spiritually connected, and they also gain insight into your consciousness and your being. So it kind of evolves that state of awareness, I guess, and some other things, other factors. In the same way that if you had a pet, it learns from its master in that sense. So spiritual is kind of form of bridge or connection. And also, sometimes the animal or being might actually have some resentment to what's happened, and then just clear that up. So I've still got to sort them bloody wolves out. So I was just more looking at it like growling wolf in my mind. So it's not happy that I don't know. Somebody's been shot, trapped, and killed basically. But just other wolves are not quite the same. So it's very strange. You pick up these kind of things. It's like an inner peace. You've got to find inner peace with them as well. I mean, they understand there's a life cycle, but they don't understand also humans just do things for the sake of it as well. And so they probably took his fur and everything else. But whether they needed to kill the wolf or not, I don't know. So the other thing I picked up this bat is the bat is a kind of key to a bigger spiritual consciousness. Basically, it's got a higher consciousness there as well. And what it explained to me, it kind of reinforced the holographic universe. So I saw these images, and so the stars are like astral hubs, and or like I guess like a server in some way. So the information travels through them. So the consciousness in other worlds was being transmitted back through this kind of the gravity connections they've got with each other, like gravity strings. Gravity isn't just a force that pulls on things. It was also showing it's kind of like where data was travelling through. This is why in a black hole, there's a stream of data coming out of it. So it was using these stars to transmit this information. This is why the stars sort of twinkle at each other and stuff. A bit more going on there with the what a star's doing. It's communicating. And then this information is shared by other worlds, and so they can evolve this data consciousness. So the easiest way to look at it, life is like programs, simulated programs in a more vast, complicated simulator. So it's downloading this information, and then from the consciousness of that world, it's creating from that, and so new species turn up, but also the species evolve on their own as well. And so there is a world with other bats and bat-type creatures on it, which have come from this central knowledge, and there is a sort of sentient species that is bat-like humanoid beings as well. So there's some other things out there, and there's some larger bats the size of humans out there that fly around because they've got these webbed wings. They just climb up and glide, or where they've got higher winds in environments, they use that. So it's interesting that reinforcement of this kind of interconnected hub, and also about some species could die out if this kind of signals were blocked to different star worlds. That's the information coming through. And then there was a discussion about human species, and he said we're not yet evolved. I said yes, because we're a hybrid species. I went, hybrid. So it basically is a platform to change the program. The program's got other utilities in there that might have not been accessed. So I think the bat has most higher functions in there. Some of his extra abilities they have, and the eyesight as well. The eyesight is not poor. It just functions in low light vision, I guess. they always said, oh, they've got poorly evolved eyes, but they use echolocation. But no, it's just a different skill set they have. They don't need eyes like that using poor light vision to see each other again. Anyway, this is a big sign off from this unusual video, as usual, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.